Woman wakes up. She finds herself locked inside an iron box. She quickly bites off the red rope on her hands, but just as she unties it, she gets startled by a loud alarm. When Daisy turns her head to look, a narrow hole opens up automatically, but all she can see are splashing waves. That is when she realizes she is locked in a new type of prison. Turns out 200 years later, the city crime rate skyrocketed, and regular prisons could no longer hold everyone, so the government developed a new type of prison. They put prisoners in iron boxes and sent them to the outskirts. This way they could reduce the pressure on city prisons. But for Daisy inside the iron box it was torture. Through the screen on the wall she learns she has to serve 7 years inside the iron box. This completely breaks her down, because before this she was a good citizen. She had never done anything bad. This had to be someone framing her, but stuck by the reefs in the vast ocean. Even eating became a problem for her. The next morning the small hole opens again. Daisy struggles to get up. She prepares to take her small bowl to find food, but this action is pointless, because here she has to wait for the food deliverer. Feeling wrong, she tries to think of a way to escape, when she notices pillars above her head. Daisy tries to touch them. She gets shocked because they are electrified. Clearly there is no way out from above, so she keeps searching along the walls, and discovers a latch below. Daisy tries to pry it open with her hands, but it turns out everywhere she touches there are electric traps, and all of Daisy's escape attempts are recorded by a camera in the corner. Before Daisy can find a way out, the iron box alarm sounds again. This terrifies Daisy and throws her into panic. Then the pillar above suddenly descends. Daisy cries desperately for help, but in the wilderness no one is there. As the pillar is about to crush her, Daisy prepares to accept her fate but luckily survives. The pillar suddenly stops. Turns out it is a system warning. Every prisoner gets one punishment chance. After this Daisy becomes obedient. She only waits for the food deliverer to come, so she can tell her grievances. But this waiting lasts for a week. When Daisy explains she was framed, the food deliverer only says she will pass it on, and encourages Daisy to hold on, because food is only delivered once a week. If she does not save it she will go hungry. After that, she gives Daisy a small sip of water, and for food, only a small bag of oatmeal. But that is hardly enough to fill her stomach. The food deliverer also feels helpless, because she cannot decide how much supply to give. But Daisy only cares about her grievances. She only wants the food deliverer to pass it on. Yet as the hole closes, Daisy waits many days without news. When she sees the red rope on the ground, she thinks about ending it all, but her body's instinct keeps her from doing it. Now Daisy is on the verge of collapse, but this life still cannot stop, until one day she is woken by the food deliverer. When she wakes, she finds the oatmeal wrapped in a notice. Daisy thinks her grievance is finally resolved. She quickly pours the oatmeal into the bowl, and gets ready to read the notice. But what she reads makes her desperate. The notice does not mention her grievance at all. It only says a tsunami will hit tomorrow, and Daisy will be relocated to another area. After reading it, Daisy can only accept reality. In the afternoon she is relocated by drones, flying across the reefs full of iron boxes. Daisy is taken into a forest, and this time the food deliverer changes. Seeing Daisy covered in wounds, the deliverer Ellie shows pity. She encourages Daisy to stay strong. Maybe one day her grievance will be cleared. Hearing the only person who cares about her, Daisy's eyes show gratitude. After Ellie's food delivery ends, Daisy discovers something hidden in her oatmeal. She looks up at the camera. If she gets caught it will be bad, so Daisy quickly turns away. She lies down and pulls out the object. It turns out to be a miniature book. Even in prison, Daisy now has Ellie's care. Finally her spirit has something to rely on, but this does not last long. One day Ellie brings bad news. The organization detects the tsunami area is safe, so they plan to move Daisy back to the shore, and replace the food deliverer again. And no one knows if the next one will be as kind as Ellie. Daisy is once again transferred by drones, and she is brought back to the shore. But she does not know this is the start of a nightmare. Daisy quickly goes to the new food deliverer, but the man just eats an apple in front of her. The starving Daisy watches with hope, but the man stays indifferent. Even knowing Daisy wants to eat, he keeps chewing the apple, until Daisy is about to despair. The man finally says if she wants an apple, she must agree to his demand. But Daisy has nothing left, only her body. Starving every day, she gives in for the apple, but neither of them expect. A patrol drone flies by overhead. It notices the unusual behavior and opens fire. The drone bullets shoot through the hole and hit Daisy. Luckily it only wounds her leg, but misfortune continues. In pain Daisy slowly falls asleep. When she wakes up the iron box alarm goes off again, because Daisy and the food deliverer broke rules. The organization issues 7 days of punishment. For 7 days Daisy endures loud noises. No matter how much she yells at the screen, the punishment does not stop. So Daisy keeps struggling to survive, until even her mind begins to break. She often hallucinates her former self, beautiful and radiant, not miserable like now. But soon she finally gets gets a chance. Outside fireworks celebrate the new year. The organization shows mercy and kindness, and gives Daisy a carrot, but she is so malnourished, she cannot even bite it. The next day a new food deliverer, seeing Daisy destroyed beyond recognition, his fierce eyes show a little pity. He throws her a blade. Compared to 7 years here, he says Daisy should end her pain early, or worse may happen later. But looking at the blade, Daisy still does not end it, because she only has 3 years left. But life betrays her hope. Because of her trade for the apple, Daisy is now pregnant, but luckily she gets another chance. Ellie returns as her food deliverer. Seeing Daisy pregnant, Ellie decides to take special care of her, so Daisy barely manages to nourish her child, and Ellie sometimes visits at night. One night she plans to rescue Daisy, so the child can be born safely, but their plan is caught by the camera. The alarm sounds, warning Daisy to stop immediately. There is no way out. Every move of Daisy is watched. In seconds the hole closes automatically. Only when it ends does the alarm stop. After that, Ellie is replaced again. A new food deliverer arrives, but when he learns Daisy is pregnant, he is not especially cruel. He only warns Daisy to stay obedient and not cause trouble. Then she can give birth. Otherwise, like the others, she will burn inside the iron box. Daisy nods quickly, so every day, she waits for the child to come. Luckily the baby is born safely. Mother and child survive the ordeal, but before Daisy can recover, the alarm goes off again. This time the system detects new life, so it releases heavy fog into the box. Soon Daisy falls unconscious. When she wakes again, her child is gone, clearly taken away while she was out. But thinking of her child outside, Daisy decides to endure and look for her child after prison. But worse comes after. The tide rises and floods into the iron box. Daisy tries to block the holes, but it does not work. Normally drones should come to move her, but for some reason they never arrive, until the water nearly fills the box. Daisy struggles desperately. Half an hour later drones finally search, but Daisy is nearly drowned, yet unexpectedly she survives. The drone gets struck by lightning during transfer. It loses control and crashes at the shore. A day later when the storm clears, Daisy is washed onto the beach. In the distance 3 food deliverers are leaving. By chance they notice ahead Daisy struggling to stand on the sand, and in the final scene their departure shows that Daisy has survived.